Well, actually, everybody, welcome to the DOD-Cast. This is episode 76. It's a lot of time.
Damn.
It's a lot of time. And today we have Alex Michals, Byfield native. Where's Byfield, you ask? Where is it?
Byfield is it's up north. It's most people know where like Newburyport is, so
Yep.
it borders Newburyport.
Borders Newburyport.
Mhm.
Went to Triton High School.
I did.
Went to Triton High School. That's wonderful. And also a management marketing major
Yes, sir.
at
Got-
UMass Lowell.
Oh yeah.
In the graduate program.
Yes, I am.
Stud.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking stud here.
Mhm.
We're talking to a stud, but we're gonna learn about a
I
stud.
know.
Today.
You want to know how much of a stud I am?
How much of a stud are you?
Well, when it comes to the school aspect of it,
Yeah.
normally it would take you 6 years to get what I want. It's only going to be about 4.5 for me.
So you're like on a whole nother level.
Top 5% of the business school, baby.
Is that what you are?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yes. Like
Wow.
actually, like
Top
I
5% of the business school.
yeah, I forgot what the actual program was called. It's like a legit thing. Like I can I can pick up a.
I can piss.
I can piss.
In any bathroom
Yeah,
in school.
what-
Women's, handicapped.
You use bathrooms?
Right. You can piss in any plant.
This is my world, man. Everyone's living in my world.
That
right
makes
now.
sense. Stud.
But
You're a
yeah,
stud. 5%?
yes. So
That's
there's this
extremely
program. It's like Beta, Gamma, Sigma, something like that. But it's like a real thing. I've gotten actual emails from the people that work here at UMass Lowell saying like, "Hey, stop by the office. You can pick up your stuff." And yeah, it's basically stuff that you would just wear once you're walking for graduation.
Like magna cum laude type shit.
Yeah, and to be a part of it, you have to be in the top 5% of your business
Is
school.
that a little bit maybe more like aligned with you? I appreciate it. Thank you.
Right up here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
perfect.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just so that's more like perfect. I just
Yeah,
wanted
right.
more like in.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think your
yeah.
distance was honestly pretty
Yeah.
good though.
Fine.
But yeah, top 5%. That's very impressive.
Yes. I
Just
was not
so-
like that in high school too, so it's nuts.
I was just gonna say, are you like a studious person through and through, or did you like learn that?
Something clicked. I think a lot of it had to do with time management. In high school, I was like 50th maybe out of like 150 students. Like I wasn't at the top.
Top third though.
Yeah. I mean, like it
Works.
was enough to get me like into Amherst. So I mean, I wasn't.
So
a
did you
dumbass
feel
coming
like
out.
maybe you were good at school, but you didn't enjoy it, so you didn't like excel, but you were able to.
I
get
was
by?
mad lazy, and I just felt like time was wasted throughout the day. So, you spent 7-8 hours at school. I'd always go to the gym after. By the time I'd come back, now it's dinner time. I don't
Mhm.
want to do homework, so I'll just get lazy.
Yeah.
The great thing about college is like, dude, like if you don't even want to show up to a class, like you don't have to.
Yeah.
You have the freedom, but like it's all time management. You're not really spending that much time in the classroom. So if you can get around that and wrap your head around that, you can easily succeed. It
Yeah.
really just comes down to time management.
So you have more time, then you can work a little bit. You can have a nice little work balance. You can
Yeah.
you can go to the gym and feel like you still have time in your day. Especially you being your commuter,
Yes.
so you can just pull up, go to classes, go back. Your gap on a day like today sucks though. But your early class was canceled, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. So
It's
I
fire.
went back home early today and then came
You
back
came
for
here
one
and it was
class.
canceled when you got here.
No, so I came for the 8 o'clock, and then I normally
Oh,
have
you
a
have
class
two.
following that, yeah.
Right.
And then I have that break until our class.
Yeah. Nice big break though, ain't bad. You
Yeah,
know?
no, I mean, I got plenty of time. Once again, it's time management, man. So after my first 2 classes, head right to the gym, grab some lunch. Now I got a couple hours after that in between next class, just grind out homework,
Yeah.
go to class.
Hit the library maybe.
Yeah.
So since you are a good student, and you've always been a good student, maybe now you're a great student, but you've always
Yeah.
been a good student.
Yeah, yeah.
What would you consider intelligence?
Wow, that's a great question. What would I consider intelligence? I think everyone is born with a certain aptitude for it, but
Okay.
like I said, I just put my head down, time management, just studied, and it's funny. It actually goes back to my freshman year. There's a professor who I'm still really close with. She's head of the Difference Maker program here
What's
at
her name?
UMass Lowell. Her name is Professor Lalos.
Shout out Professor Lalos.
Yep, yeah, she.
Legend.
Yes, absolutely. And she taught me like a certain way to study, which was honestly just like using note cards. Like that never really worked for me in high school, but then I tried it again, and that's what I did, taking more notes in class, and that's what really helped. So intelligence is really like we talked about it earlier before the podcast started, like grit. Like you feel like there's a lot of grit here. Like it's
There
really
is.
getting your head down and just getting to it and getting it done.
So you find discipline to
Yes,
be
oh, absolutely.
the highest form of intelligence. Like if you see, or maybe not the high, and not the only thing, because obviously some people, like if you're like a natural at something and you're just like apt for it, like as you were saying, that's a different type of intelligence. But I feel like the thing that you, I don't want to put words in your mouth, the thing you like find as the most intelligent, the thing you respect the most, is when someone can put the discipline in, and then you're bound to find results from discipline. So if you have the results and you're putting your head down and doing all the work you need to do, that is intelligence.
Oh, absolutely. And haven't you noticed too that like especially when it comes to coaches for teams that nothing pisses them off more than when they find an athlete who's just really naturally gifted but they're lazy, so they don't have the discipline
Mm-hmm.
because they're up here just by natural skill and while everyone else is down here. But if they had, the discipline, the grit, they'd be up here.
I
So
think
it's the
it's
same thing when it comes to sports, when it comes to actually doing good with your education.
I think it's a Kevin Durant quote actually that I'm about to use right now. Either
Oh.
Kevin Durant actually I think adjusted a common quote. The common quote is, "Hard work beats talent."
Mm.
Kevin Durant, on the other hand, he took a more realistic approach. He said, "Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard."
Yeah.
So, because in the end, like, you know, me and LeBron James, I bring up LeBron a good amount, but let's just bring him up again.
Yeah.
He's 6'9", 275 pounds, one of the greatest athletes this world has ever seen, and he had incredible discipline, and was able to stick to a sport his whole life, and has
Yeah.
played it his whole life. I could have practiced double, if that time even possibly exists. 'Cause
Yeah, I
he's
don't even
super
know if that would
disciplined.
exist.
But say I practiced double the amount of time, I still wouldn't be as good as LeBron James because he maximized it. He found the thing that he was really talented at, and then was also really disciplined with it. So that was something that is unattainable. That's unreachable.
Yeah,
So
but
no
that's
matter how hard I
something.
work, it's
But
not gonna do it.
you
It
would,
can't be that.
yeah, but you would still be really good
I'd
though.
still be nice.
You'd still be really good. You
NBA
now, so you're comparing yourself to the best. Like I could compare myself to someone who goes to an Ivy League school. Once again, I think a good amount of it is natural, born given intelligence, and that starts you off higher than everyone else. So it's like it would set the bar for you.
Yeah.
So you can reach someone at a certain level, but if that person who like we could never reach the level of Einstein.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so
He was
is
born
everyone
for it.
born the same with the same intelligence level? No, but you can still get pretty far if you put in that grit and determination.
And that's just academically.
Yeah.
We've really only spoken academically. I did talk about basketball, but
Yeah.
it's mostly just academic what we've been saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's other forms of like other ways that intelligence like can take form.
Mhm.
I guess street smarts, book smarts type of vibe.
Oh yeah, I think
Um,
that's the normal two paths that people
Yeah,
tend to take.
and
street
there's
smarts.
probably some branches off either, but screw it. So what's more important? At least for the first 22 years of your life. What's more important, your street smarts or your book smarts?
I'd say your book smarts because that is what starts your life. Like your life doesn't really start until you're like 18.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
If
So,
that.
yeah.
Like really, like think about in 10 years when you look back, like you'll be like, oh, he had no idea. Like,
Yeah.
like 21, 22-year-old me. Oh, that's so cute. All these thoughts I had. That's so
Yeah.
cute. Not quite though.
Yeah, but then once you really become an adult, just talk more to your parents because, I mean, for me, like within a year and a half, like I'm hoping I'm gonna be living by myself
Mm-hmm.
and out and everything, my own car, everything. But I'm gonna have a lot of questions to ask my parents. Well, that's your street smarts. You get that, from the people that you look up to that are older than you, whoever it may be, whether it's your parents, grandparents, brother, sister.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you do if you don't really have that? Can you how much do you really attribute someone's situation to like how they are?
I'd say it's probably like 50-50. Like it's a heavy portion, I think, on someone's life.
Can take a toll on you.
Yeah, no, like you gotta. It's funny. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, a lot of people look at people on the street and they're like, "Damn, that person's just a bum." Like, you know how he got there. I actually saw a video. What was it? It was one of the business classes here, and it was depressing because it was about a guy who was on the street basically begging for change, and they went up and interviewed him, and they were like, well, why are you in this situation? Why don't you just get a job? He's like, well, I try to. I, I don't have enough money for a phone. I don't even have enough money to take a shower to try to look presentable. So I do go in. I'll even go into a gas station when they have the help wanted sign, there's no way for them to ever get back to me. And then if I walk back in, they just go, nah, like you didn't make it. So he doesn't. You realize that he was in a cycle of
Mm-hmm.
like just begging for change. Like he was just making enough money basically to feed himself, but he couldn't even look presentable for him to even go get a job. And it's not like he was like, I don't look presentable, so I'm not gonna try go to get a job. Like he actually went. So like he went and he would apply to like all these
Places,
jobs.
yeah.
Yeah, just working at McDonald's, like just anything. So he could just try to get off the street and no one would hire him. So it was just like this never ending cycle. So it's like that guy has the grit, but maybe in his case you'd say it's more than 50%.
Yeah, because like, well, then what do you do?
Yeah.
If you're stuck. And I saw some homeless people. I saw a homeless guy today. A lot of them are mentally ill too. Like they
Yeah, it
just.
seems like there's some.
This guy was just walking around, like his hands going like this. He's like looking around. He's like looking at people in cars. Schizophrenia, I'd assume. And he's just like looking around, like fucking out of this world. No clue what the fuck's going on. And he has this one spot. It's like right coming off the highway.
Uh-huh.
And he'd been there for a long time. And I saw him again today, coming back from getting mahi mahi. And he was just like fucking bugging out, looking around. And I thought to myself, like, how does he get here? How do you end up in this scenario? And then where do you go from here?
Yeah.
Like to get your redemption. Everyone deserves a second chance type of thing. But how? Like how do you even start? If you're
Yeah.
someone like that. And he was like not young either. He's like 50. But he could live another 35 years. He could live long. Like think of all the contributions. Like you're a kid. Like we're young, and like so we can't contribute that much as opposed to when we're older.
Mm-hmm.
But think of how much we've contributed to people's lives. Like, even just like giving someone a smile. Like you might have saved some people's lives just by like telling a joke. You never know. So I feel like this guy has possible 35 years of like positive impact that he could be giving to people, and he's just gonna sit on the side of this road, looking around, thinking people are watching him. Oh well, people are watching now.
People, yeah, definitely.
That's the problem with schizophrenics. They think for so long that people are watching them that people start watching them,
them,
and then they become correct.
Yep.
But they think it's aliens sometimes, so that's a whole other story. But like, where do you even go from there?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people are kind of grown into the situation that they're into. I feel like, you probably grow up in a family full of poverty to begin with,
Or even just a slow progression towards that.
Yeah, you don't find a lot of people who end up being like in the middle upper class who end up being poor.
Yeah, super homeless.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't normally
no
find
home.
that at all. I mean, you got plenty of people that end up going bankrupt. They lose everything, but they're still not homeless because they grew up in that society. But like, if you grew up in poverty, like, you didn't think that you'd amount to anything anyways. You just kind of give up.
Think of the amount of shit that would have to go wrong for you to end up homeless, like within the next 2 years.
I know, that's why it makes you wonder, like, how does someone even get to that situation?
Yeah.
But the thing is like, you might not be able to fathom that because, like I said, I think a good amount of it is like those people that you find are people that grew up probably in the shittiest situations.
Mm-hmm. So like, where do you even go? Because I know like not only, so say my parents went broke, their house gets foreclosed, they both die. Where's some wood? I need a knock. So let's say all that happens. I still have my entire extended family that would 1,000,000% take me in for, even though I'm 18, I could probably live by myself.
You're still in school, which
still in school.
You can rack up debt if you don't have the money for it that you can pay back later. So you still then have the diploma behind you to go out there and get a good job to then finance everything.
It would be very difficult for me to fumble the bag hard enough, and for all the shit that would need to go wrong for me to end up on a street almost begging for change.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times it takes like a catalyst and accelerants like drugs or abuse
and then it's probably
whatever.
Someone who never went to school, most likely.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of high school dropouts too, because once again, like, they just probably grew
People
up
that
in
went to
that
prison,
situation.
too.
Yeah,
It's hard to get a job when you're an ex-con.
yeah,
Very difficult.
yeah. A lot of businesses now are trying to say like they're like what's it called? I keep seeing like actually a LinkedIn advertisement like on YouTube now and stuff
Are
where
you a
it's
con? Have you stolen?
yeah, they're
Join
like
our LinkedIn group.
no, it's a woman. They're sitting down like this, and she's like, "Can you explain this gap here in your resume?" And then it just does a flashback of the guy now, in the orange jumpsuit, just like on a computer typing out his resume, and then it goes back. She goes, "Thank you for sharing that with me. Now let's move on to why you can be an asset to this company."
Wow, that's
I
a
know.
cool clip. That's
Yeah.
a cool clip. That's
Good
nice and
advertisement for
empowering.
LinkedIn, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
I also think, you know what I always wanted to do? I wanted to make an app, a dating app for ex-cons.
Really?
Yeah. Want to hear what it would be called?
Yeah, what would it be called?
Chain link. So,
That's really good.
yeah. So you just what you do is you'd put a picture of yourself,
Yeah.
a couple of them. You'd need a picture in. You need your mugshot as one of them.
I already know what my pickup line would be. You're
Trying
the,
to get cuffed.
no, that's a good one. It's you're the missing link in my chain.
Yeah, see? That's another one.
know?
That's app wordplay.
Yeah.
And then you'd put what your crime was. You put where you served. You put where you're from. And like I feel like that's an instant connection, and it also is good cuz like, maybe people are like, ex-con, like what about like child molesters? No one's swiping right on a Chomo.
No. So could you put your preferences like I only want murderers?
You could do that.
I don't want someone who went to jail because they are a domestic abuser.
I only want people that went for hate crimes, that's all I want. I want people that
I mean, I guess a couple white supremacists could find one another.
I-
There. A couple
yeah.
neo-Nazis,
Hey,
find them some love.
they need love too.
Just follow
Maybe
where the
I'll-
money's at, man.
Yeah, honestly, the catfishes on there would go crazy. If I was like, or maybe I could find some black supremacists. They're out there.
Yeah.
They gotta
There's
exist.
probably a couple.
Couple, 2 tree. I don't know if they go to prison for that. I don't know. You don't go to prison for being a white supremacist either, though.
No,
KKK is just running around like.
Oh, yeah.
They still do shit.
Yeah, no, you're allowed to do stuff like that. It was more like neo-Nazis. Like normally, I feel like
Yeah, they
someone
got
who's
jammed
white who
up.
goes in there, because once again, like you kind of have to. It's like there's bound to be a neo-Nazi group in there. You get turned into one.
Yeah.
Then you want to go out. It's like, well, who am I gonna find to love now? I'm a neo-Nazi. We'll find another neo-Nazi.
I'm a neo-Nazi.
Go on the dating app.
Go on the.
Yeah, go on the dating app.
Neo-Nazi-ing.
Start swiping right.
I got arrested for neo-Naziing, and then you'll see they did too, and then you're gonna be like, oh my god, we're meant to be. Or you could find two people that get a lot of B&Es, a lot of breaking and enterings, and maybe they just go on and go robbing spree together. How cute would that be? It's like The Notebook, but like.
Would we be creating crime by creating this app?
I bet what would happen. A lot of like mobsters. There's still some mob activity out there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot. There's like gang activity. Would
Yeah.
go on there, catfish these people, and then be like, hey, or like not even catfish them, just like make accounts that are like obvious, like recruitment. Like we want someone that's like got some weight to them. We want people that have experience in the clink. We want you to be able to be expendable. We want you for this job, make some money.
This
and
doesn't
low
really
key,
sound like a dating app anymore, man.
it's not. At this point, I think we should just make a hub for criminals to organize crime.
We should legalize organized crime.
Yeah, organized crime seems a little less deadly than disorganized crime, just from the nature of the words that we're saying. What would you?
I feel like organized crime happens on a higher level, though.
Yeah, that's like embezzling money and stuff like that.
Like
Hitman.
Like I'd rather have like I'm at an ATM, right? And I
Yep.
take out my money. I'd rather have a guy at that point just like come up with a gun, just be like, "Give me your money." Then I wake up in the morning and like my
life's
horse's head is like under the sheets of my blanket. You know?
You know what's really funny about you saying that?
What?
I always wanted to write a movie, and that's like the crux of the movie.
Well, isn't that from The Godfather?
No, but not horse's head. It's like something similar because that's The Godfather. But what I want to do, it's like a similar idea of like you take not a horse though, but like an animal and you skin it.
Okay.
The idea would be you skin the animal,
Okay.
someone's animal, and you kill it, and they all are like the guy notices like, oh my god, my animal's skinned and killed, and then you pull up to his crib after skinning and killing his animal, wearing like a fur coat.
That's just a huge fuck you.
That's a massive fuck you.
Wow.
Well, what I thought about doing was putting it say it was a horse, and you took like the mane off, whatever,
Yeah.
and then you like lined your boots with it,
Oh,
and then like tucked in your jeans, and you could just see like the mane of the horse, and then they look at you, they're like, "You motherfucker, you got me," and then you steal like their whole life. Imagine just waking up and like your identity's stolen, all your money's gone, credit cards, kaputs. Hey, it happens to people.
Yeah.
Not us though, because we're too broke, right?
I got a good amount of cash.
I got a good amount too, but like
I don't carry a lot of cash on me, but I got a good amount in the bank.
I feel like there's no way we'd be the targets, though. You know,
Maybe in Lowell.
maybe in Lowell.
Maybe in Lowell.
In Lowell, we might be targets, but
Yeah.
there's some really nice parts of Lowell,
Like South Campus.
South Campus, the McGovern. You know,
Yeah.
no, there's some really nice parts of Lowell. Like not here. This is not one of them.
Oh yeah.
Where my house
you know
is.
what?
Is
You know
actually
what
one of the
I'm
most
really
dangerous streets in the
surprised
city.
about?
What?
We haven't gotten any text messages from the police yet about stabbings.
What's that about? Where are my stabbing reports?
Someone's slacking.
our serial stabber is not pulling his weight.
He's not.
Maybe he's been on chain link too much,
Maybe, yeah.
and he's been hooking up with a bunch of ex-cons.
I know.
And instead, he should be stabbing people.
Maybe you're helping.
I think it's a funny idea for like almost like a gag app, like, but it's hard for ex-cons to find love too, cause like you can't get a job, and a lot of times you know people say like don't dip your pen in the company ink, but like a lot of times you end up finding someone
Yeah.
through work, through school.
True.
That's majority I feel like of your relationships. How often are you getting set up on blind dates anymore, or like? Maybe Tinder. People meeting people on Tinder, but that's
Yeah.
often for other things as well.
Yeah.
So, like I feel like in order to find someone, maybe on another level,
How did you meet your current girlfriend?
she goes here.
Really?
She goes here.
So, how'd you meet her though?
She lives down the street.
Oh.
Had a couple parties at her house. We had parties at
Hey.
our house. We just ran in the same circle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know?
That's a good way to meet.
But like that's again like it's kind of like pissing where you eat, shit where you eat type thing.
Oh, I got a good story for you then.
Hit me.
All right, so a couple semesters ago, there was this girl in my class, and this is when we were all still wearing masks. And she hit me up first. So she hit up me,
That's
and
fire.
yeah, and
It's endearing, ladies. Don't be scared.
yeah,
Don't be scared. Hit me.
well.
Make the first move.
It worked for about a week. So she hit me up, right? And we hung out a couple of times. We went to a good date, guys. Go to Monster State Park in Newburyport. I've brought a good amount of people there. It's a good date spot.
It's a nice location.
Yeah, so I brought her there. Works every time. I'm like 4 for 4.
4 for 4.
4 for
like
4.
a Wendy's deal.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Mhm.
Recommend it. And I met the family a little bit, and
Wow.
then after a week, I was like, damn, this isn't it. So I
Oh,
actually
you met her family in the first week.
yeah, because she like invited me over. We hung out for like a couple of weeks. So within that, she was
Okay.
just like, yeah, you can come over.
So you
And,
kind of like had to meet the family because that's
yeah,
all.
kind of had to.
where else
Like
you
we
gonna
had
go?
we had like takeout. So we ended up sitting around the table, just kind of chit chatting and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they're meeting Alex Michals. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really good when it comes to the parents, man.
I
The
could
parents,
see you like
parents love me.
just like drinking tea with my mom, like really just like almost like
Your
hitting on
mom
my
would
mom.
love me. You know what's
Love you, mom.
You know what's funny? Speaking about that, one of my friends, because I was talking to his sister a little bit, so my friend,
Oh.
being the goofball he is, he goes up to his mom. He's like, "How would you feel if Alex dated,
Blah blah blah.
yeah, blah blah blah." And she was like, "Oh, I really like Alex. Alex is a good guy." Yeah, the moms like me.
Yeah.
The moms like me.
Well, continue
good
your story.
chooser,
So
yeah.
you met the family.
Yeah, so I met the
and a little
family,
bit.
and so every time you break up with someone, I don't know if you've done it, but it sucks being the one broken up with, but it really feels like you're putting down a puppy when you're the one doing the
I've done
breaking
it a
up. Like
long
it's
time.
never fun. Like regardless of the relationships I've been in, whether it was 10 out of 10, I gotta get out of it. Like it's absolutely the best decision, or maybe it's not the best decision, but circumstances are saying otherwise. Either way, it sucks. It's
It
not
ain't
a fun.
good.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing to do at
It
all.
ain't good.
Yeah, so with her, and we were in the same class. That's why it's like, don't shit where you eat. That's what my dad always says. I ate.
You were shitting.
Yeah.
All over where you
Well, I was eating where I was
You were
shitting.
eating all over the place.
Yeah, sorry. It's don't eat where you shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't eat where you shit.
Yeah.
So, and I was eating where I was shitting, which is a bad mistake. So every day I'd have to sit next to her in class. And we broke up. Well, I mean, like, we weren't really together. But, like, yeah, I cut things off with her in the parking lot on South Campus. Right, like, before class. Like, early morning.
You know, that's a crazy move on your part.
It's 8:30, like, Wednesday morning.
And you were like about to go in. You're like, hey,
We gotta talk.
I don't like your face. You were wearing the mask before. That was fire. Now you're not. I'm out.
I mean,
No, that's a massive issue nowadays. Well, not anymore, but it was.
yes.
You see people with masks on, and you know what our brain does? It's not that they're ugly. It really isn't.
I know you make
You
up their
build
face. Yeah,
the
you build
best
it.
possible outcome from here down.
Mm-hmm.
I bet I look fucking stupid once I.
Dude,
take my
I thought I
mask
looked like a
off.
stud with my mask on.
Yeah, like for me, I mean, for me, I don't know. Apparently for you differently, but I felt like I know what I look like. So for me, like I was just kind of seeing with the mask, and I was like, okay, like I know what I look like. But everyone else, I look at, and I'm like, what do you look like under the mask? I had zero confidence talking to really anybody.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what do you look like?
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone's different than what I thought.
Yep.
Like I remember I saw Carlos take off his mask.
Yeah.
After a whole semester, we were in a class together, and he talked a lot in that class. I didn't talk much. So I don't know if he knew who I was, but I had seen him with the mask on the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that class last semester,
Yep.
he took it off for like the first time I ever seen him with the mask off, and I just looked at him for like 30 minutes. Like it was already back on by that point. I was just like, why is that just not at all what I was thinking? And I think the shock of it. Once it settles down, like Carlos is a handsome guy. So, like,
I was about to say.
So like, but
Carlos is like the one guy where maybe what I thought he'd look like actually surpassed that.
Yeah, Carlos is really
a beautiful,
handsome. Beautiful
man.
And funny guy too. We love Carlos.
Oh yeah,
so
Carlos is great.
But he was so not what I thought, and this was kind of what I was saying. Like he's not what I thought, but he is really handsome. So I was like, oh, like, and it took me a second. I was like, ew. Not ew, that's a little dramatic.
No, I get that, but like with everyone, you're like
seeing anybody like it's just not what I thought.
Yeah,
it's just not what I thought, which puts me off.
It's different.
Well, I wonder what that applies to, in like other aspects of life. Like if you get a job, and even if you thought it was
gonna be one thing,
even if it's not a bad thing, what it is, it not being what you thought really can set you off to start.
Yep.
Get you off to a sour beginning. Interesting. That's a weird little. I wonder if that's a little psychology.
You know, what if that is like the same thing for people who had like a bad experience for their first time? You know what I'm saying?
That's 1,000,000%.
And they're like, damn.
That's not. What I
this
thought.
is what everything was built up for. This.
Yeah, and it's not. That ain't it. You know.
No.
A lot of it's chemistry.
Oh yeah. You know that from experience?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like a life experience, you know. Like you need to, and anything. Like if you're gonna get good at something, we talked about this, kinda. If you're gonna get good at something, take some grit.
Yeah, get grit.
Practice.
Get down dirty. Practice.
Practice.
Do it as much as you need to.
As much as you need, as much as you can.
Yes.
Every waking second that you have available to yourself.
What are like 3 qualities that make women attractive to you? Take the physical features out of it.
Physical features out of it. That's actually good. Because my girlfriend will probably watch. So I feel like if I said physical features, she'd.
What's her name?
Kira.
You
may have met her before. Sweetheart.
Maybe. Yeah.
Absolute sweetheart. So she.
Kira, let's see if he
honestly,
passes the test.
No, a good way to do this. I can just think because like obviously she's my girlfriend, so that's a good way to think of it. So, I think intelligence, honestly. When someone like understands what I'm saying, I don't have to repeat myself. I mumble a lot. I talk quick. I bounce thoughts a lot. I'm moving a lot. And sometimes I'm joking. Sometimes I'm being sarcastic. Sometimes I'm not.
Yeah.
And if anybody, honestly, but girls especially, because they're women, and I'm attracted to women. I'm a heterosexual male. And when they really do like vibe and understand what I'm saying, or
Yes.
laugh at the right times, and are not laughing when I'm being
You're not
serious,
talking at a brick wall, you know.
it's fucking the most
It's
attractive thing in the world. Because I'm like, oh, we're really having a conversation.
yes.
You're not
Yep.
just air. You
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
Not just girls too. Guys are like this too. But I'm just saying, like, for a
Yeah.
girl, that is a very attractive quality.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Another one, I guess for me, I like to be able to be left alone.
Okay. So
So
space.
I don't like,
Boundaries.
yeah, boundaries, massive boundaries. I need my boundaries,
Yeah.
or else like with everybody. But again, with a girlfriend, usually I feel like that's typically where people like the boundaries kind of have to get broken a little bit. And I definitely have adjusted my boundaries, but still, there'll be like some time where like we're not talking throughout the day, and like that's fine with her, with me, it's fine
Yeah,
with
yeah.
everybody. And I think that that's meant because some people are texting all day together as much as they possibly can be. But like, you know, I'll go like a week without seeing her sometimes just because she's busy. And then that's the last
Yeah.
thing. When they got a life and they're busy, she keeps herself busy. She works. She like takes care. She like, makes sure she keeps good connections with her family and her friends, and she's in school. So it's a lot of time being juggled. And so she don't got time to even be that way with me in the first place with the second thing. But third thing, yeah, I guess being busy yourself. And have a whole life of your own, please. Completely without me in it. So that I ain't like that important.
Yep.
You know? I want to be one of the legs on the chair, not the chair.
You want this is how I describe the difference between my first relationship, which I got out of that purely because she committed. We were still in high school. I was actually then a freshman, and then she was a senior.
Okay.
We met when we were still in high school though together.
Mm-hmm.
But she committed to the University of Arizona, so that's why we broke that up.
Yeah.
But that relationship itself was pretty good compared to the second one that I recently just got out of. I thought it was still good, but the difference was that I felt as though in the first relationship, she lived her life, I lived my life, and we just shared it. Whereas in the second relationship, I felt like my life revolved around hers. Like her life was my life. I didn't feel like I had my own. I think there was a lot of babysitting involved.
And that's terrifying.
And that is what I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
And it was draining.
It's an unattractive quality.
Yeah.
So is it?
So
would that be one of your three things as well? If you would.
Well, so one of my three things. We'll actually start at the top. So intelligence, yes, that is absolutely
is that one of them?
Yeah, both of them, mad intelligent. First one, super smart, super smart. She was like top of her class back then in high school. I really like that. Like both of them, they read books.
Yeah, book reading is attractive. Why?
It's just so cute, and it's like, damn, like
I don't really
you're
read
smart.
Books.
I don't even read. I don't read books.
I'm gonna start, but I don't.
I should. Yeah, I should start reading books. I read too many textbooks right now, so it's like I'm getting all my reading in at the moment. So maybe when I'm out of school, like I'll pick up like a fantasy book or something. Totally. Maybe read Game of Thrones or something. Some higher level. But yeah, no, like the intelligence factor. And the first one, she was smarter than me. Yeah, she was way smarter than me. I don't knock that. I love that because I love intelligence.
And you're smart.
Yeah,
and I'm smart.
Yes, we're still smart guys.
But like we know where we stand.
Absolutely.
Against these people.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In comparison.
Yep. And then second one, conversation. When I meet someone, man, like if I'm at a party and I'm, you talk to a bunch of different people.
We met
guys
at a party.
Yeah, we met at a party. You talk to people where, it's like you're talking to a brick wall. Like you're just talking to yourself. But if there's someone who can if she can maintain eye contact with me and she's contributing to the conversation and she's also asking questions,
it's amazing.
Makes my knees weak, man.
It's no, it's really incredible. Like when there's like a real ping pong.
Yeah.
It almost feels. I wonder how rare it is, just in general, not just girls. I think that's very like. I feel that way about everybody. If you can really give me something back, and I wonder how often I'm being lackluster with somebody. But I like to think I go into most conversations like, hey, boom, like hitting with like something interesting, or not even interesting, but just like a compliment. Hey, I love your shirt, love your hair. Like this is funny. Like we're at a costume party. It's a nice costume. And then they hit me with, oh, I like yours. And then like say, I'll ask a good question. I feel like I rarely get a good question asked back.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually just like I'll ask a good question, but yeah. and then it's like the conversation ends. It's like you didn't do anything to help
Yeah, you didn't contribute.
contribute.
Yeah, you didn't.
So
you got to contribute.
But when I do get a contribution, like I remember I talked to this one girl, Stephanie. Stephanie is the boss, one of my close friends. Not close, but good friend of mine. And so she's friends with some of the people that like live with my what the hell. Some people that live with my girlfriend. She's friends with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And with my girlfriend. And so she talked to me the first time we met. We were talking about like movies and stuff. And she was like giving me movie recommendations. And she was like throwing a lot of like cool things at me, contributing.
Yeah.
I was like, where is this? Why don't people do this?
Yeah. Why aren't people more like
normal?
this?
So like,
you know, my friend and I went to Fairfield because we got a buddy down there. We all like went to high school together. And his like girl group down there that he has as friends, they're like the complete opposite of like some of the groups that are here in Lowell that we know of. Like some of the groups here are just like all of them. It's just, like I said, it's just talking to like a brick wall. All of them down there, they're energetic. Like
love the energy.
Yeah, like when they're in a room, everyone's like you want to be around them.
Yeah, I think especially when you're first meeting people, it's one of the few times like you don't want to be all about me type things, but like if you have like a really big passion, if you're really interested in something, that's one of the few times that like it's actually interesting to bring up because you don't have a lot of time to like really talk to someone with the first time. So if you have something cool to discuss or like something that you really like that you notice, like say like they have like a band on their shirt and you like music and you like that band, talk to them about it.
Say something.
It's a basic conversation. But you don't get to have them all the time with the close people, with people you're friends with, because like you've already talked about that shit before. So with new people, you can go back to those almost old conversations, those old thoughts in your head that you almost think are a little basic, and you can just be like, "Oh, AC/DC is the shirt you have. I like AC/DC. What's your favorite song?" And then find out what their favorite band is. You tell them your favorite band. You just went to go see them. Oh, they're going to a concert next week. That's so fire. It's just like
gets everything going.
And then you can stop. It's not like you gotta talk the whole night.
No,
just a couple minutes. Get to know somebody.
No, if you have that silence that isn't awkward, that means you're comfortable with one another.
Yeah, I also think guys are good at this. Everyone's good at this, and they don't even know if they realize it. The intentions are often sensed right away. Yes. I am very friendly. I'm like a little golden retriever when I'm out at parties. Or I'm like Mr. Hyde in the corner, Irish exit. The Irish comes out of me sometimes. So when that's not happening and I want to be very friendly and talk to everybody, I think it becomes very obvious to the person I'm talking to that I'm just fairly friendly. I think people can read others really well. Yeah. And I think that helps a lot too. Like if I can read that you can tell if someone wants to talk. You can tell if someone wants to make friends, if someone wants to be friendly. And if not, I guess that's cool too, because I'm like that half the time, 50-50.
Yeah.
But
no, that's me too. That's why like the girls down at Fairfield, like we'll be going back for Christmas. They have this thing there called SantaCon, which is like it's like this huge Christmas party. Everyone dresses up. It's like Santa Christmas theme.
Will you dress as Santa?
No, I think the three of us guys are all gonna go as like reindeer.
Reindeer. Yeah. You got a Rudolph in your crew.
We'll find one.
Someone's got to be.
Yeah, no, someone has to be.
The doof.
Yeah, it'll probably be the guy down there at Fairfield.
Because he'll be spearheading you guys, I assume, into most of your locations. Yep. That makes sense.
Yep. And then the third one, it's actually gonna be a little different than yours. Mine is someone who takes care of themselves, like physically and mentally. So like going to the gym, or even if you just go for a run. That probably is at the top for me. That
really?
Is, well, because I try to go I go to the gym like 6 out of 7 times. I try to go 7 times a week, but it's really more 6. Fridays I don't. Those are party days in Lowell, so I don't. I don't. Right. But that's like a huge part of my life. It's like it's taking care of myself, and going to the gym doesn't just physically help you. Like it mentally helps you a lot. All your problems just kind of go away when you go to the gym. Yeah. Reset. Yeah. It really helps you mentally, especially if you're battling depression. Some doctors, like when you go into not like you're a psychiatrist, but like some doctors, they'll be like, have you tried going to the gym? Because it gets that going in your head.
Exerts energy. It makes you feel useful.
Yeah, it makes you feel better.
It's a primal thing. We're not supposed to sit inside at a computer all day. We weren't built for this. We're doing it, but we weren't built for it. So you got to move.
Exactly. So like a woman who understands like I'm going to go to the gym because I want to look good, but then like also it does help me out mentally. Just the fact that you're taking care of yourself, that means so much about your character,
At
like
least
who you are as a
it
person.
makes a lot of sense for you, because you're an active fitness person. I'd
Yeah,
say
like I put in
fitness
the
means a
work.
lot to you. It
Yeah.
has for a long time. So
Yes.
I heard when you were talking earlier, you said in high school you'd go work out after school. So you've been going to the gym for how long now?
Basically since I was like a sophomore. So actually, when I was a sophomore in high school, I stopped playing football because I didn't like my coaches, but I needed something to do. I was overweight, so I was 109 pounds, maybe like a couple inches shorter. And then fast forward now, I'm like, I was probably 6 foot at the time. Now I'm
Mm-hmm.
like 6'2". So when I was a senior, I was like full grown down to 6'2", and I weighed 155 pounds
Wow.
because
So
I
you're
started
thin.
dieting, and I started running a lot, and I started going to the gym. So I lost more than like the 34 pounds of pure fat because I also gained a lot of strength and muscle.
Yeah.
And now I'm back.
Bones growing.
Yeah, and now I'm back up to like 185. Like I'm able to maintain
You're
abs year round.
185 right now.
Now I'm back up to 185.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's cut. That's nice.
Yeah.
I want to be 185.
I want to
I'm
be
a
like over
thicker.
190.
I feel like I'm a thicker set person in a lot of ways. Like my legs are just like big. Like my calves are just big.
That's a
Like,
good thing though. I want some
weigh a little
hefty
bit.
legs. My legs, the more I work them, the more like defined they get, but they don't really
They don't get bigger.
They
That's
don't
what
get-
happens. It's the big
Yeah.
the size of your legs. Like there's really, especially your calves. Like, there's just not much you can define them all you want.
Yeah, my calves don't get much bigger.
But like mine, like I'm like a pretty I need like jeans are tough.
Yeah.
For me to like I got a pair right now, but like they're tough for me to buy because like my legs will fit in, my waist don't, and then like my waist will fit, and, like my legs like are getting squeezed.
Yeah.
It's just like some Irish legs.
Yeah, no, I can't do like the skinny fit jeans. It's
No.
way too like my
No.
legs, they won't bend.
I can't do the straight fit. I can't do normal fit. I need like
The relaxed
I
fit.
gotta like relax
Yeah.
fit, and then it will look like straight fit on me. What was I gonna say? Hello. Yeah. So for you, that makes sense. The fitness thing.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'll work out. I've been really bad these past 2 weeks. Probably have worked out 3 times in the past 2 weeks total. I did get sick, so I give myself a little bit of slack, and I have been slightly busy,
Mhm.
and at least I'm going. It's not
Yeah.
like I haven't gone. And it's been a little bit in between goes, but I definitely it's not as big of a thing for me.
Yeah.
For me, but I understand the idea of like taking care of yourself, because for you, taking care of yourself would mean going to the gym, and that gets you mentally and physically like you just feel better after going.
Look
And
good,
a lot
feel
of times
good.
for me, like I used to say the same thing about music. Like I always wanted like my girlfriend or the girl that I like to really like listen to music. But what I found is I don't want that necessarily. I want the outcome that I get from listening to music. I'll sit in a room, pitch black, 2 hours, just like listening to like really vibey like music.
Yeah.
It's almost like meditation. Same way that the gym probably is for you in a lot of ways. Very like meditative. So, and for a girl, sometimes like for at least like my girlfriend, that could be reading. You know,
Yeah.
that could
Yep.
be maybe like she'll talk to her mom for like an hour on the phone. It's very grounding. Like things that just as long as you're doing something that can ground you, that's another very attractive trait.
Mhm.
And obviously if they match, that's really cool. Like if it was music, that'd be awesome. And I'm getting more interested in music. I'm doing my
Yeah.
best.
Basically anything that keeps you off your phone 24/7.
But if you like, did you and your girl like at the gym, you can like bond over that.
Yes.
That's also really cool because it does mean
Yeah.
a lot to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to have those things in common.
Yeah.
And enough's different to where they can again live their own life.
Yeah. I'm not saying it has to be someone that does go to the gym, whether it's something that you do that would be like meditation or you do yoga or something, but just take care of yourself a little
Yeah,
bit.
take
do
care of
something.
yourself.
Yeah.
Be
Like,
happy.
yeah.
Whatever form that takes,
Yeah, whatever it is.
make yourself happy.
You know?
Jesus Christ.
know. Whether it is going to the gym, running outside, like I said, doing yoga. There's a thing apparently called
Bikram
goat yoga.
Oh, goat yoga, the little baby goats.
Yeah,
walking around
yeah.
your shit.
Whether it's that, like, dude, anything that helps you out.
You ever heard of
mentally,
Bikram
physically.
yoga?
Heard of what?
Bikram yoga?
No.
They put you're in like a 120-degree room
Oh,
or
jeez.
some shit like that, and you do yoga.
I thought it's just called hot yoga.
I think
Is the technical term
I
that?
think the technical term might be Bikram. Let me make sure. Bikram yoga. Yeah. Maybe I'm lying. Is hot? Oh, okay. Bikram yoga, by definition, and decree of the guru,
Mhm.
consists of 90 minutes at 105 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit and 40% humidity. So you're just in some thick, heavy, hot air
Oh God.
doing your movements. It must be good for your joints.
Yeah, it's probably really relaxing.
Like,
You
you're
just have
probably-
to worry about like getting cramps.
Yeah, getting cramped up. You need to hydrate.
Yeah.
You gotta be hydrated.
I mean, like, dude, like I could be like in a hot tub for like 10 minutes. I'm like, I gotta get out. Like,
How much water would you say you drink on a daily basis?
not enough.
Aren't you supposed to drink like 2 fucking gallons or something?
No, I think it's only like 8 cups or something like that. No, maybe not cups. Like 8. I think like 8 bottles maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right. Let's see, 15.5 cups,
And how much does that equate to a gallon?
3.7 liters.
Mm-hmm. Is that even a gallon? That's gotta be a gallon, right?
3.7 liters.
How many liters
2
in a
gallons.
I feel like people are gonna think we're stupid. Like, how do you?
1
know?
gallon, basically a gallon.
So a gallon.
0.97 gallons. You gotta drink a gallon's like the fucking gallon of milk, like, right? I'm not bugging.
Yeah.
It's like just like that gallon handle.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. Yeah, I drink a whole one of them bitches every day.
I mean, I only drink strictly milk, so.
Milk exclusive.
Normally, my routine is I drink a gallon of milk in between the time I'm done lifting, and then I have to do cardio.
Really?
No.
Oh my
No.
god. I have a random question for you.
Yeah.
You can name names if you want,
Okay.
or you can use a storied example.
Okay.
Who is the stupidest person you know?
The stupidest person I know.
Or what is the stupidest thing
The stupidest
you have
thing.
ever seen?
Oh my god. The stupidest thing I've ever seen. I know something recently that was kind of stupid that like ended up with me being in pain that my friend could have helped avoid.
Okay, let's go with that.
All right, so I walk into my friend's house,
Mm-hmm.
and up top they have like one of those like pentagon looking windows,
Okay.
and on it, so like he's in the bathroom, and on it I see and hear like this huge wasp. So I turn to him when he comes out. I'm like, hey, I just want you to know, by the way, like you got a huge wasp in there.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, like a huge one.
Be careful.
Yeah, so he walks in there, right? And he looks up, and there also happens to be like a fly, but the wasp is gone. He's like, nah, dude, it's just a fly. I'm like, that's not what I saw. Like, please just trust me.
Trust.
He's like, nah, we're good. So we go off, we do our thing, we come back, we walk in through the doorway. That's where the wasp was, and then we go in
The wasp way, you know?
Yeah, and then we walk into his kitchen, and all of a sudden I feel this little prick right here in like the side of my chest.
Okay.
But it didn't really hurt. But then all of a sudden it felt like a hot pan up against it. It felt like 1,000 degrees, and it slowly crept up, and I had my backpack on. I'm like, oh, what? I lift up my shirt, and the wasp is now hanging on the inside of my shirt, so it somehow got into my shirt.
Wow.
So I flick it, and when I flicked it, I actually at first didn't see it. I think what happened was I think it got stuck to my backpack that I was on, because I took my backpack off immediately and I put it on the ground, but like we couldn't find it. So once again, I'm like, dude, I think I just got stung by like that wasp I saw. He's like, he takes a look at it, he's like, dude, I'm telling you, it's just a fly. I'm like, no, what the fuck is going on right now? Why don't you just believe me? I finally moved my backpack probably like 5 minutes later, and I see the motherfucker just laying on the ground, and I go, look, it's right there. I'm telling you, it's right there. And he looks, he goes, oh yeah, that is a wasp.
So what happened after? How do you recover from a wasp sting?
I didn't put, I think you're supposed to put ice on it. I didn't. It went away pretty quickly. It's just a little bump.
Pretty painful though.
Oh man, one of the worst feelings I've ever had.
Really?
It was
When was
weird.
this?
It came up quickly. This was like right before the semester started.
Oh, that
Like
sounds
yeah, like right before
awful.
everyone went back to school. So
I've
And,
never
like,
been stung by a bee. I've never
see,
been stung by a wasp,
I never
never.
got stung before, so it's like, what if
It's a
I was
new feeling.
allergic?
Right, that's also true. You could have died in your body.
You know, I always wonder that. I'm like, what if like one day I was just walking into the woods and I got stung by a wasp? I'm just like in the middle of like the woods.
Like, where, like, then what do you do?
Yeah,
Well,
my
say you
throat instantly
accidentally,
swells. Like, what
you
do I
hit
do?
Something like, you know, people die via wasp.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Sometimes not even allergic. Like, you just get stung dumb times and just die. Like by like a, what is it? What is it when there's a bunch of them? There's like a nest, but what is it called? When you know what I'm talking about? Is there a word for that? When there's like
It's like a wasp.
Like a
nest,
herd
right?
almost.
That's not a herd.
No, because that'd be like buffalo.
A herd of wasps.
There's a herd of wasps.
Maybe a family, a school.
A school of wasps. Yeah,
Yeah.
a school. That's like fish too, right?
I think it's
Like,
just.
why is it called a school of fish?
I don't
That's
know.
stupid shit.
It doesn't make any sense.
Why don't we just call these things a group of?
Yeah.
Like, why
Group
don't?
of
Why,
fish.
why has it got to be a herd or like a school?
I feel like group just. I don't know. Maybe just because we grew up with those, but everything just kind of sounds cooler than a group. Like a school, a group of fish.
A group of fish. But come on, like, that's real
It's boring.
simple. A school of fish. That's stupid.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's stupid.
Yeah. Look it up. What,
Yeah, let's
What
see.
was
Why is it
why
called-
school?
Why is it called a school of
What is a
fish?
bunch of? What are a bunch of wasps?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What? Why is it called School of Fish? The school in School of Fish comes from Middle Dutch skol and is related to Old English skolu, meaning multitude, or school of fish, and to Modern English shoal in the same meaning. So basically,
Just means group.
school just means
Group.
Group.
A multiple.
multiple fish.
More than two.
Multiples of fish.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's really
Wow.
funny.
Look at that.
There are multiple fish in there. Do you think? Okay, let's say we placed you in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
With a flare gun,
Yeah. Okay.
a life jacket,
Mhm.
and there is land in sight. There is land in sight.
So I'm in the water because all I
In
have
the
is a
water.
life jacket
Life
and a
jacket
flare gun.
and a flare gun.
And I can
there
see
is land
land.
in sight, but it is easily 75 miles out. We're talking real far.
Jesus, how do I see that?
Can you see 75 miles out?
I don't know if a human being can see 75.
Let's
miles
say it's only 10 miles out.
out. Okay.
You might be able to see that, right?
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
10 miles out, you
Okay.
see some land.
Yeah.
You think you make it?
Yeah.
Think you'd swim there?
If it's life or death.
Life or death?
So you just give me the flare gun in case I just want to shoot it in my head, burn myself.
Well, we'll
like,
give you a
from the
gun
face
gun.
up?
You know, we'll give you
I
a
get
gun
a gun.
You get a gun. We'll give you a gun and a life jacket and 10 miles till shore. It's a lot of fucking swimming. And you're getting tossed.
How many
all over the place.
bullets do I have?
4.
4 bullets.
4 bullets.
I could try to shoot one. Maybe a nearby ship hears it, and I try to commandeer their ship.
You'd be like, hey! Save me! Let me drown. Either way.
Yeah.
Either way works.
And then just
That
point
don't
the
work.
gun.
And then if that don't work, when would you? How far away would you have to be to shoot yourself?
I feel like I could go 10 miles. I don't like.
Would you shoot yourself until? Like,
I would probably
unless
have.
you knew
It would
was
probably
over?
have to be because you can survive for a good amount of time. It would probably have to be like a week or so. Like if I'm going a week and I don't see anything in sight,
You shoot.
it's
yourself.
done, man.
Well, how about if you
It's
were
done.
put on an island? Do you think you'd make it? You think you'd be able to hunt?
Yeah, I think I could definitely try. I mean, you could definitely fish. Oh, you know what's a situation, by the way, where it's like, if this happens, I'm not even going to try to survive.
What?
If there's a zombie apocalypse
Oh.
and those motherfuckers are like World War Z zombies,
What does that mean? Are they,
that like the
intelligent
fast-moving
sometimes? Oh,
ones.
they're fast as fuck.
I'm not even trying.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Like,
No,
what are you
like-
gonna do?
Like,
You
yeah.
gonna shoot yourself?
Oh, bullet right in the head. If it's the slow walkers, like, yeah.
Well, like, what do you do if they're like really fast and like even because if you're fast, that means that they're somewhat intelligent enough to like move at that speed. I think the whole point of like the zombies walking real slow is because they don't really know what the fuck they're doing.
I
But
always viewed
if
it
they're
more.
fast, like they know. Like, they're kinda, they know how to fucking
They
run. They're
know.
coming,
They
like
know.
they're trying to get you.
I just don't. Yeah, that it just terrifies me. So I'm like, nah, fast-moving ones, bullet in the head,
I think
kiss it goodbye. I'm
I
not even
think I'd
trying.
need to give it a go. I don't know exactly what I'd do. I don't know what the country would do. I don't know like how you even. What do you do in a zombie apocalypse? We don't get a protocol for that, do we?
I can't imagine we would. I feel like every movie too, it just immediately goes to everyone just turns on one another,
Because
and
that's
like
kinda
immediately like an apocalypse. It's not like, all right, hold on.
Where's the government legislation?
Yeah, where's the government? Like, let's try to like, contain all this. There we go. Like,
Yeah, you
let's try to
contain
contain
'em,
all this. You know,
you
some
send
people
'em to,
might
like, a
die.
certain
No, it's
state.
immediately like, I'm gonna kill my neighbor. I'm gonna eat his dog.
I'm gonna take all his stuff. I'm
Yeah.
a cannibal.
Like I'm gonna
Jeffrey Dahmer,
purge. Like I'm like his wife is now my slave. Like like kids, they can work on the
can
field.
also be
We're eating
enslaved.
him for dinner. We're eating his dog for dinner. Like
We don't need them.
bad shit, crazy off the bat.
I wonder if human tastes if you like
Oh, why are we going down?
put
this
some
road?
seasoning on it. Well, I just watched the Jeffrey.
Oh,
Dahmer
did you? How
thing.
was it?
It was really good. It was
Good.
really fucking creepy. It was really good.
Yeah.
I've been accused of defending Jeffrey Dahmer too much,
Okay.
but
From some of the clips I've seen, it sounds like people are kind of mean to him. Did some of the people deserve what they got?
no one deserved the death that they had.
Okay.
But I will say, he didn't stand a chance to be normal.
Okay.
There was no reality where he doesn't end up killing at least one to three people. There's no timeline out there where he makes it. Just like he was fucked up from rip, like obviously fucked up from rip. Family life also not good, double fucked up now. So genetically he was already predisposed to probably being psychotic. On top of that, family life was tragic. And then in high school, I think he was left alone for like 4 months. His parents were gone. He had no guidance in the most confusing time of your life.
Damn.
With zero guidance. And that's when he killed this first person. It was an accident.
Really?
That's what they say in the movie at least. He killed the first person. It's an accident. And he got away with it. Completely scot-free. Like, there's just no one knew. He didn't know the person didn't know him that well. Just they met that day. And he also had some struggles because he was gay.
Yeah.
So then that also is just like at that time, during the AIDS pandemic, like you're gay, good luck being like mentally.
Did he
stable.
target gays? Because I saw some
He did
scenes where
target gay
he
guys,
did.
black guys, a lot of black guys.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, it seems like it was black guys because just a matter of circumstance. The only place he could afford seemed to be in a low income area.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of black people in that area. And the closest gay bar was like a black gay bar.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
don't think it was a race thing.
Could you get AIDS? Because like it was,
Totally could get AIDS.
Well, like, could you get AIDS if you ate someone who had AIDS?
Ooh.
Does it work like that? Because
Dahmer.
it's in the blood, right?
Yeah, totally then, right? Totally. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
he more susceptible to getting AIDS by eating the gays than just having sex with them?
You're asking the good questions to say that. I will say that. I think so. I think you're definitely more likely to. I mean, I assume
Or is it like
he's
most
not,
diseases? Like when you cook it, does it kill it?
I know in the show they had him drink blood a little.
Oh.
But I don't. I guess that's not factually correct. I guess that's what they say. So, but I do think he was probably just in preparation of the meals.
Yeah.
He was probably coming in a lot of contact with
blood.
So I'd assume like there's just no avoiding it that way. Whereas you could have gay sex with a guy that has AIDS and still not get AIDS.
I feel like it's kind of like COVID. You know what I'm saying?
If you wrap it, if you wrap God,
they don't wrap it.
They don't wrap.
They're not rapping. They're not rapping.
Well, no, actually, in the show they rap it a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, he like the first few times like he's like having gay sex with these guys, or like he's just being real weird about their like physique. He was really obsessed with like the human body, and like the physique of these people. They like would book rooms. He like book a room, and like the way you do is like you book a room, they give you a condom. So they had some condoms shown in this film. I don't know how historically accurate this Dahmer documentary is. Did you watch the Ted Bundy film with Zac Efron?
I didn't. I gotta.
Are you
watch
a movie
those.
guy?
I watched actually American Psycho for the first time like a month ago.
That's such a good movie.
That was good.
It's such a good movie. You know, it got bad ratings initially.
Really?
They thought it wasn't gonna be that good. They were like,
It was amazing.
they were kind of thought it was like corny in a way because he's like talking to himself.
Oh yeah. My friend's gonna go as him for Halloween, the one down at Fairfield.
Really?
Yeah, that's also where we watched.
What's your Halloween costume?
I think I'm gonna go as a cowboy. My friends want me to go as a sexy cowboy. I don't think I'm gonna do that.
I think you should go as a sexy cowboy. I
Yeah?
think you should only wear a holster and put it on your dick, and then also have a cowboy hat.
And put it on
that
my
your
dick.
hat. and then put it on your dick. Wrong head.
If I was gonna do a sexy outfit, I was thinking it would probably be jeans, a hat, and then like just a
Assless chaps.
Oh God, no.
You could just let that thing loose.
Dude, you know how cold it's gonna be at the end of October?
That's true. Fuck, we're getting in the cold days.
Yeah.
But tomorrow will be nice and warm. Today was warm.
Today was warm.
Should have been
Today was
outside
warm.
more today, but today is warm. Tomorrow should be nice.
Yep.
Getting to the last bit of like nice weather, and then it gets to the bad shit. You're only doing one costume for Halloween? I'm doing like 3 separate costumes.
I think I'm only doing one because my friend wants to host like a huge party, so I think I'm just gonna go to that one.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then soon after we'll have SantaCon, which should be really, really fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go as sexy reindeer for that one. Who knows?
Do be a sexy reindeer.
Get the guys together.
You should wear nothing and then put hooves on your dick.
Oh.
I'm gonna be. I think one costume. I haven't really figured out most of my costumes. I know one of them I want to be. Me and 2 friends are gonna be Sully, Mike Wazowski, and Boo. We got me, one of my guy friends, and then one of our girlfriends, and I think that's gonna be the greatest. Cause how often do you see a group of 3 pull that off? You know, like I feel like there's not a lot of like groups of 3 like that are willing to do something like that. So that'll be hilarious, and I kind of want to wear it out to like a bar. My Sully onesie. I think everyone would be okay with it.
Yeah.
And then last year I was a girl. I was Cleopatra.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah, I've dressed up as a woman
Cute.
more times than I'm probably willing to admit.
Nice. I could see you as a sexy Egyptian.
I was a sexy Egyptian.
Yeah.
I
Did
still
you
had
still
my
have the beard?
I still had my beard. But hey, you know, I was sexy as hell.
Yeah.
I wore it nice. I look good. For not good. When I put wigs on, it looks like my hair.
I bet you definitely have that nice hourglass figure to you.
Hourglass. It's more like a cylinder. I'm more like a packed
Built
cylinder.
like a fridge.
I am. Like it's just like every ounce of my body. I'm one of the more dense humans you'll see. Like for like what my body probably looks like, I gotta.
Do you have a lot of junk in the trunk? Do you carry a lot of weight there?
It's just like weight everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay.
Everywhere. It's like I'm holding watches all over the place because it's just a lot of weight.
I'll tone you down. We can go to the gym. I'll tone you down.
You would tone me down. I don't know if I can handle your workouts though.
You could do it.
What kind of circuits do you do?
So I was doing a 3-day split for a while, but I was getting bored. So it's the classic like push pull, and then legs.
Yep.
Yeah, stuff
Classic.
like that. What I'm doing now is it's push pull, and then I'm doing a 3rd day dedicated to shoulders, and then triceps as well. My triceps don't grow. My biceps do, but my triceps don't grow. So I got to work them extra, and then it's legs. And then we're back.
Yeah,
Then we're back
shoulders
chest.
and tries together. So what do you do on your push days?
It's chest and triceps.
So your triceps getting double the work.
I gotta, especially because when I cut, the
gotta.
arms shrink a little bit when I cut.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what happens to you.
Yeah, but the biceps naturally grow easier. The triceps don't. So that's why it's like when I'm trying to cut, it's like I can actually get away with just kind of working out the biceps once in that rotation really hard. I can't with triceps.
You know, all the people that are really into their fitness and know their body really well, they talk about their body as if it's not as if it's like it's a science. Like I think of my body as just like a thing, and like I eat because I'm hungry, and I work out because I'm supposed to. Like that's how I do this math. Like I don't do any just calorie math. For you guys, for you like people that like know how to cut, bulk, work out properly, calories. I feel like you guys like have it down to like a science. You're like, okay, well if I eat this, like it's like you don't think of it as like you're hungry, let me eat. You're like, all right, what fuel should I put in my body?
I was about to say, yeah, I view my body as
like
an
car.
engine. Yeah, I view it as like an engine. And you got to put certain things in it. And I know what things don't go well with my body and what things do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not about necessarily going on a diet. You can eat a lot of different things. It's just figure out what you like that's healthy. Don't force yourself to eat bad things.
Let's just say my favorite thing in the entire world is food. And I love it so much. And all I want to eat is Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
Could I possibly not only eat Popeyes? Could I possibly live a life where I eat Popeyes like 3 times a week, or 2 times a week, and am still like in good shape?
Yeah.
You just gotta like not eat much?
Well, it depends the other things you're eating.
Mm.
It depends how fast your metabolism is, and then if you're doing cardio.
Isn't that kind of a bitch? Just like your metabolism is just set. There's nothing you do about it.
Yeah, mine's awful. That's
Really?
why. Yeah, that's why I eat the way I eat.
What do you eat? Do you eat like very like? Do you eat a lot or do you eat a little?
I eat a lot.
So it burns. So
I
your
should.
your metabolism sucks in the fact that it burns you. It burns a lot of food. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. The only reason I'm not big is because I do a lot of cardio and I go to the gym every day.
Okay.
But when I mean I eat a lot, though, I'm not sitting there pounding down ice cream and chips and stuff.
Oof.
So it's like
I
I don't
got
try
that
to I don't
handled.
try to eat until about like noon every day.
So you do like morning fasting almost. You know who does that?
Who?
The Rock.
Oh yeah.
So basically,
He's also up at 4 a.m. doing his morning cardio.
which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Nah, he's like that.
Yeah, no, he's hardcore. Well, he gets paid to do that stuff. I don't, so I'm not
Imagine,
gonna do that.
I always think of that. Like, imagine if you were paid to go to the gym, take care of your body. You could hire an agent. They'd figure out the rules for you, what rules are good for you and all that. And then they do that for you. You move on. You just go from like not tryout.
Yeah, you have all like these trainers and
Everything's
your own
done
personal
for you.
chef. The Rock has his own personal gym.
Yeah, all you gotta do is go to the gym. Your chef will cook up some healthy shit that is much better than anything I eat on a
Sprinkle
daily
in a little
basis.
bit of steroids every now and then.
The Rock
you know?
definitely is using steroids.
Oh yeah, come on. Come on.
Out of 10, let's say let's put a number on percentage. We'll put percentage. What is the percent chance that he is using steroids?
Out of 10?
Out of 10, or out of 100?
Out of 100, fucking 150.
That he's guaranteed using
He's
steroids.
absolutely yeah. You can't do that. You can't do that.
He's looked at that for a long time though.
Yeah.
He's been using steroids
He's
for a
been
long
using
time.
steroids the entire time.
So do you think
Every
he's,
like WWE athlete uses steroids.
steroids.
Most football players, I imagine, also do it. Do you know how difficult it is to try to be like 6'2", 250 and abs and like keep that?
He's stupid ripped, and he does. His workout regimen is silly though. Like it's like he does.
Yeah,
like,
but the human body can only do so much.
yeah.
The steroids.
Well, a
is
lot of
what
people are
gets
like
them there.
built. Like they're just born. Like DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Like he was just born. He said he don't even go to the gym much.
Did you actually hear what his diet is?
No.
It's like candy.
Oh yeah, I did
Yeah,
hear that.
he
And
just,
Chad
like,
Ochocinco, you know Chad Ochocinco?
Yeah.
He ate McDonald's every day. He said he was on a strictly McDonald's diet.
I mean, these dudes are working out a lot, so they're able to stay
Now
that
they
cut.
are.
But like that goes to
Metcalf said
your Chick-fil-A point though. Like if you're constantly working out, like you can do that. Like I don't eat healthy like the entire week.
Yeah.
You know, like Fridays are my days where I don't work out, and then I will pig out with dinner, and then I'm boozing with my friends later that night. It's not healthy.
So I don't drink.
Yeah.
That saves me in so many aspects. If you're broke and fat, put down the alcohol.
Yeah.
Because it'll cut your weight tremendously. The beer
Yes.
gut is real.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very real. And then it will save you so much money. Weed, too, if you smoke a lot of weed. Because say you smoke a lot of weed and you drink. You go out every weekend because you're social. You have a lot of friends.
Yep.
Spend what? What is that? $60, $50 a week? Plus?
Yeah.
50 plus. You can spend up to 100 some
Yeah.
weeks. But let's just call it 50. Say you have some weekends off. Let's just say $50 a week on all that shit. Could even be 75, but we'll call it 50. That's like a lot of money by the end of it. By like the end of like a year cycle. 50, let's just say like 45 weeks, $50 you're ripping.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It's a
And then
lot,
on
a lot
top
of
of that, it's a lot of just liquid calories
Oh yeah.
that are just like you're
Oh,
just
yeah.
not even realizing.
See, I'm a seltzer guy. I don't drink the hard carb. I also don't like beer.
Yeah, the beers.
Hate
Definitely put down the beers. If you drink
Shots
alcohol.
guy, seltzer guy.
You like to just feel it. You want to
Yeah.
feel it. The
Absolutely.
carbonation makes you get drunk faster. Am I wrong?
I have no idea.
I think that's
All I
how
know
the
is that
science
it
works.
tastes good and I feel good.
It tastes good. I feel good. I talk more.
Yeah,
I think less.
I'm looser.
Is that what you drink for? When did you start drinking?
Ooh, the first time I ever drank was New Year's, I think, of 20. It was like right before COVID. So was that 2020?
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever like drank.
Really?
So I was 18.
A little late in the game, I'd say.
Yeah, I was 18.
Maybe like 16,
and I had
17 is what I think.
I had like I think 10 shots.
Wow.
Not hungover.
Really?
Not hungover at all.
Well, I guess
I
maybe you were
kept
healthy.
that in. I kept that shit in my stomach.
Attaboy.
Yep.
A lot of water. A lot of
I
water.
really drink a lot of water that
Interesting.
night.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good for you. Got lucky. It's nice.
Yeah. Because then I started partying a lot more with Jeremy a couple semesters ago. And man, I got to a point where if I just sniffed some vodka.
Makes you wanna uke. Yeah, makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What was I gonna? I had another question for you.
I got a question for you.
Hit me.
Yeah, so we're talking about the beer belly. What do you think about like the dad bod versus the fit bod debate when it comes to girls?
I don't fully understand.
I don't either.
Why the dad bod is what it is at this stage. Honestly, though, when they say dad bod, it's really not. It's really not dad bod fully.
It's not. They think of like your college frat guy, I think, where it's like, you know, he's got a little bit on him.
Yeah, like
because like they're drinking every weekend.
But like having
like
a little bit on you and being like, you know, going if you go to the gym 5 times a week and you just eat and drink a lot and you got like and you just got a little bit, you're not showing all the muscle you have, but you're still fucking ripped. You're just like a little thicker.
Yeah.
That's not a real dad bod.
No.
Look at if someone wants to see a dad bod, look at my father. He's obese. Like he's obese. And majority of people that age, once they stop moving a lot, you know, because like you can't become obese unless they can figure out their eating habits.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit too because like every time I see a YouTube video, you know, it's all these girls going like, oh yeah, dad bod for sure, 100%, and then like I'll ask either my girlfriend at the time or I'll just ask other girls who I'm talking to. I'm like, what's your 2 cents on this? And they're like, I would prefer abs. What are you talking?
Prefer you to be in like really good shape.
Yeah.
But I saw this one picture of like Zac Efron, and he had like a lot of meat on him, and he had like the grizzly like chest, and he was big, but he wasn't fat by any means. He just was like a little bigger. He looked like a full-grown man.
Yeah.
And they're like, girls like, oh my god, dad bod. I'm like, that is almost unattainable for me. I couldn't even look that good if I tried.
Yeah, I don't think people necessarily understand
what dad bod means. I think that's the big issue. And
I think they just think like if you don't have 6-pack abs, you have a dad bod.
I think I classify. That's what these girls think. They think I classify as dad bod because I don't have abs.
Because you're more comfortable to cuddle with.
I'm more comfy.
That's what they all say.
These people are more comfy.
I know. They're like, I like a little bit. He's comfortable to.
But like that's like
with.
then we're talking big boy status. The big boys. I tell you, if I was a girl, I'd want a big man. Big
I
like
want someone
6'4".
I would want someone to tower over me.
Big,
someone who could throw me around
massive,
a little bit, you know.
But never would. That would be meant. If I was a girl, that'd be my type of guy. I think like a 6'5" massive bear.
It's funny because after I, you know, the 2 that I've gone for have been I think 5'2" and 5'3" respectfully.
So you're a monster, huh?
Yeah, I'm like a foot. Actually, I think it's been 5'3", 5'2".
You're a whole foot taller than these people.
Yeah, and my parents are like, all right, moving forward, when you're you're talking to girls, okay, they're like, look, you're 6'2", go for someone who's like 5'5" or up. That should be one of your criteria.
I think so. Here's because this is
I'm
an issue with tall girls. Like my sister's 5'9", 5'10".
She's single?
She's off limits, but she's like 5'9", 5'10".
You didn't answer the question.
She's off limits. So she no, basically because she's on limit. So she's like 5'10". So she need a guy that's like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". We're talking like in that range.
Yeah.
6'4"-ish. So when you see a 6'4" guy with like a 5'4" girl, you're like, dude, you got to be taking one of the tall ones for us, you know? Especially with the short, and then the short kings are like, yo, bro, you cannot be taking these 5'2" girls.
Yeah.
We're only 5'6".
Is it weird? Would you say it's weird? How tall are you?
5'11", 6 feet.
All right, so you might have thought this sometimes, but do you ever like look at a girl maybe like she's 5'6", 5'7", just a lot taller than everyone else, and one of my immediate thoughts is like, damn, I would make some really good D1 athletes with this girl.
No, I think of that like with Serena Williams, like someone who's just fucking super jacked. Like Serena Williams would kick my ass.
Probably.
10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Out of her mind, jacked. Her
Oh, yeah.
legs are huge.
Tree trunks.
She is a massive. And like, yes, I would make some great athletes. Someone asked Serena Williams and LeBron James to breed and they said like, hey, we'll give you each $1 million if we can take your sperm and make a child, because it would super breed that. It's kind of like what the Chinese did with Yao Ming. You know, Yao Ming was like made in the lab.
Oh, I didn't.
Like not in the lab, but like he was like design. Like they knew what they were doing.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
For generations of like tall people. And then they made a 7'6" human. They knew and they bred him to play basketball.
Damn.
They like put him into basketball schools his whole life, and he was bound to play basketball. And they were kind of thinking. I think America was thinking about doing that same shit with this LeBron James, Serena Williams mashup child.
Damn.
Who I don't even know what sport they end up playing.
Every
Football.
sport.
You better hope injuries don't become a factor.
Probably football. That's like a tight end.
If LeBron played football,
He did in high school.
He was a top-ranked receiver, wasn't he, in high school?
I don't know if he was a receiver or a tight end.
He probably was tight end. Either way.
Either way,
He's
yeah,
huge.
he was
6'7"
big.
in high school.
Yeah.
But he would have been one of the better football players ever, right? If he's 6'8",
He probably would
that
have
type of
been.
speed.
He probably would have been injured a lot.
Yeah.
Because they would have taken a lot of low shots on him.
Yeah.
And his knees would have been toast.
I'm shocked there's no 7-footers in the league, though.
No, the only people that you see that are really, really big are like linemen.
Yeah, they're like
And
6'8", 6'7".
Yeah, and it's because the hitting.
Max, though.
Yeah, it's because the hitting isn't low.
Yeah.
Like you don't see a lot of really, really tall receivers and tall tight ends.
That still shocks me, though, because if I was a team, some tight ends, like the tallest you see is Gronk, who's like 6'7". If I was a team,
Gronk, I think, was either 6'4" or 6'5". However, there is a tight end, I think, on the Chargers.
he's not 6'7".
No, I think he's like
Really?
6'5".
That's so shocking to me.
But there's this guy on the Chargers. I don't remember his name, but he's a tight end. He's like 6'7".
On the Chargers, Gronk 6'6". The
Yeah,
Chargers,
he's also 6'6". I didn't know that.
Antonio Gates. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's a current player. I want to say the last name.
Gerald Everett.
No, Palmer. I think he's the backup.
Josh Palmer. Joshua. No. It's not Josh Palmer.
Or
Is it
Palmer. It might be Palmer. It's something like that. Just look up tight ends on the Chargers. He'll be
Donald Parham. I know who it is. It's Donald
there we go.
Parham.
There we go. He's tall.
He's 6'8". So that's a lot.
And he's not the starter.
Yeah, Gerald Everett is. So
Oh.
if I was Gerald Everett is 6'3". Jared Cook's also on the roster. He's 6'5". But if I was an NBA team, I'd call Taco Fall, motherfucker's 7'6", and I'd say, hey, we're gonna put you on our roster. You're gonna be on the active everyday roster. All we want you to do sometimes is to walk to the first down line and turn, and then put your hands as high as you possibly can. And we'll just throw it 10 feet in the air. He's got to catch it. And then just take a knee. Get down. Just get down. We don't need anything else. I think that is it's the reason why it's not being done is because it's non-football. And it's like, it would be frowned upon by like the league, the fans and all that. But if you're telling me a 7'6" guy out there, his hand could reach probably above where some of these guys could even jump to. Even these NFL athletes, like not all of them, like most of them can dunk, but like not all of them.
Oh, they wouldn't be able to do something like that.
Like you put Taco Fall's hand could literally go over the rim. That's over 10.5 feet in the air. Like, if he jumps, no one's getting that jump ball. And then if he jumps and just goes straight down, that's easy first downs.
Question is, how many scenarios would you get into where it'd be worth paying him to have him on your team to do something like that?
I wonder if, because right now I use Taco Fall as my example. He don't got a job in the NBA right now. So honestly, if you offered him the amount of a minimum contract in the NBA, I don't see why he wouldn't do it. And then you bring him on the team, put him on your practice squad for a little bit, get him some reps. Let's see how this works. Someone's got to do it. You're telling me we got these 7'6". NBA is littered with 7'3" plus guys. Not littered, but they're there.
Yeah.
Like Hashim Thabit, that boy, Boban Marjanovic. These guys are tall as fuck. Or even 7-footers. Like, if you got that extra 4 inches, like, think about the difference between my height and your height. Like, you're 3 inches taller than me. That's a lot of height. Like,
Yeah.
you'd probably be able, like, in a jump ball scenario, you could go up and get one over
I
me.
would destroy you.
Yeah, that's what you think. But then, like, then I shock you.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you're Taco Fall and your hands are that big too, it's easy to catch a football.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like the entire NFL, though, is kind of shifting. I feel like everyone's getting smaller and faster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I think he would never be an every down type of thing.
Oh, no.
It would be like we're in the red zone.
It's like having a long snapper on your team.
Yeah, but now they have. I think they're gonna have to expand the roster because long snappers and holders are both so prevalent now.
Well, I think the holder is normally like the punter.
Yeah, but I think like they don't want that. Like they
Really?
teams want to like have a holder that like that's his job
Wow.
because it's so important because guys miss
It
kicks
is.
and it's not often because of the kicker.
Of the
Kicker's
kicker,
usually
yeah.
really good. It's usually because these guys can't do the whole
Bad
procedure
snap
right.
or the holding. Yeah, because it's all timing.
So
It's
the
bang,
long
bang.
snapper can be different from your center because they're just better at the long snaps. Some of these guys legit just sit there all day. I've seen long snappers play darts, long snapping.
Yeah.
And like their money,
Damn.
like that way.
That's sick.
And I tried throwing a dart that way once, and it actually wasn't that hard. But these guys are like fucking throwing bullseyes because they're like long snapping from far away. Hilarious. But I don't know. I think it's time we bring a 7-footer into the mix in the NBA or the NFL.
Let's breed one.
Yao Ming.
Let's breed one, and we'll grow them up, and that'll be our ticket to fame and glory.
I think
We'll be like the father of the Ball brothers.
LeVar.
Yeah.
Say what you want about LeVar. All his kids have an NBA contract right now.
Yes.
It is very hard to
And
take
he
anything
is
away from
outstanding, by the way, when it comes to marketing. The
Really
fact that
funny.
he's always in the news.
that guy. Yeah, he is. We know this.
Genius.
We know
Genius,
this because
yeah.
this is what we do.
Marketing,
We're marketing
yeah.
majors.
Analytics, babe. Let's get it.
Come on now. So when we look at these things, we're like, wow, that's marketing genius. I'll be like, wow, he's really annoying. I'm like, who? He's like, LeVar Ball. I'm like, you're saying his name, aren't you? So it's annoying, but it's nothing controversial to the point of
well, that's
edge.
how it is, though. Like, for example, like Andrew Tate, like, he's playing a character. Most of the stuff that he says, he's said it like he's playing a character, but that's like his persona. So whether you love him or you hate him, you're talking about him.
The thing with Andrew Tate is that I think he went too far. So now he's being banned off things.
Yeah,
and
what happened with him? I thought I saw something about that.
He just like went too. I think like I guess like people have kind of just started saying his narrative is like demonstrative and it's like making young men like very toxic.
And there's like a couple other people that like are emerging on
And he's
TikTok
done
that are
some
like
things
trying to be
too.
like, apparently he's done some things, but they're like they're trying to like imitate him.
Yeah, imitate.
Yeah, he's getting like a following because of that, and because there's definitely a lot of, there's a lot of screwed up stuff.
But
that he says.
you can do some pretty crazy things so long as it's nothing like. I think Kanye is my favorite example.
As long as you don't spew hate.
Like, isn't it funny that Kanye is always doing some shit? Right as an album or clothes. Soon as something's dropping is when he starts doing shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coincidence. I think he is semi-calculated. He knows, like, not that these aren't his real thoughts, but he knows not to share them until he needs to endorse, because all he needs to do is just be himself in public. And Kanye, love him or hate him, has it ever been anything that bad that he's ever said? Like, has he ever really done anything that bad? He wore the MAGA hat. Who dies? You know, who's getting raped?
Was it? I don't know if it was actually like a bit or not, but like when he said that like 9/11 was like George Bush's fault.
Oh no, George Bush hates black people. That one.
Oh yeah. It was
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Again, very like controversial. Why are you saying that on national television?
Yeah.
But it's not like he's Cosby. It's not like he's.
That's true.
He's not R. Kelly. He's not
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. He's not these people.
Didn't Chris Brown hit
Chris Brown. He's
hit
not
a
Chris
girl?
Brown.
Yeah.
He's not doing the. He's not going over that line.
He's not Kareem Hunt.
He's not Kareem Hunt. He's not Deshaun Watson. He's not any of these people.
Yeah.
All he does is just say crazy shit, but it's not irretrievable. So he's constantly pushing that boundary, but he knows not to go too far.
Yeah, he doesn't go over the boundary.
Which is crazy.
Creeps up to it.
It's crazy. When I watch him do it, I'm like, oh, there it is. Another thing that's crazy to say, but it's all redeemable. It's all redeemable. Like Bill Cosby, irredeemable at this point.
Oh yeah.
He was drugging people.
Mhm.
Like, that's irredeemable. Not that he was doing it on purpose, like not that he was doing it as a marketing ploy, but that's why I think Kanye somewhat is, because it's like he's being exposed, but he knows what's going out there. He's
Yeah.
like, all right, if I say Skeet Davidson, I start making fun of Pete Davidson, like, you know, and then as soon as like things started getting kind of serious, people started threatening Pete.
Mhm.
He actually came out and said like, all right, let's not actually hurt Pete though, because then he knew that would be too far
Yeah.
if he like put out a hit basically on Pete Davidson.
What do you think of Tom Brady's situation with Giselle? Both
What's going
filing-
on with that? She's not happy, right?
They both filed for divorce lawyers.
Really? So they're
Yeah.
kaputs,
His
huh?
ring finger's now going to be cleared up. So
Not
he's
for
gonna
long.
have to replace it.
Gonna have to replace it
Gonna
with
have to
another
replace
Super
that.
Bowl. Well, that
Seriously,
means he's gonna play another.
I
few
feel
years
like
then,
that's
right?
the first woman in history that's going to end up divorcing her husband because he has a job.
That's usually
Right.
why you get a husband,
Right?
because they're.
I mean,
they're
she makes more money than him, but think
Yeah.
about that. I want to divorce you because you have a job.
My thing is, if you're Giselle, I mean, obviously she's probably been thinking about this since what I'm about to say. She's probably been thinking of this since he was 38. Now he's 45.
Yeah.
But he now more than ever, he really only has a few years left.
Yeah.
Like the latest he'll play to max is 50. Are we really gonna say he's gonna play till
I don't think he'll
50?
play till 50.
I think
this
he-
might be his last.
This might
year.
be his last year. Every year could be his last year.
Yeah.
From this point on, every year could be his last.
Yeah.
I guess the limit I'd ever say he played till is 50. I could see him stubborning his way to 50
That's
to play a
nuts.
50-year-old season. I could see it maybe.
Yeah. I think she was pissed just because he did retire and then he went back.
But I think he retired because she wanted him to, and that's it. That's the only reason he did. And then he was like, "Listen, I can't do this. I gotta play."
It was either that or a lot of people thought he was doing it because he wanted Bruce Arians fired.
That's another thing. The whole Dolphins thing. Did you hear about that whole
I
thing?
did
They
hear
wanted
about
him to
that.
like have part ownership, and then to be the quarterback.
Dude,
and-
the whole Dolphins organization is pretty skeezy. Like what happened with Brian Flores.
yeah, that
and
was
then-
weird. He's a great coach. Why?
Yeah,
Why did they fire him?
I don't know. It doesn't make
Made
any
no
sense.
sense to me.
It makes no sense.
Made no sense. And then this kid's good. The kid they got right now, but I mean, he has a much better team now. He's got Tyreek Hill. on the fucking
you got
roster.
Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
You added the fastest player we've ever seen play football onto your roster. Of course.
And
your
Waddle's
team's
like
gonna be
also probably like the
good.
second or
fastest
third.
league. in the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Patriots situation right now? We got Bailey Zappi in there as quarterback, huh?
He looks like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He like looks like him, like
I
physically
mean,
from profile view. And if he could end
starting
up being
quarterback
like that,
goes down early in the week. Backup has to come in, start winning games.
I'd love
I
to
think I've
see
heard
him.
that story before.
Yeah, me too. Sounds familiar. Feels
I
familiar.
think maybe it was a Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. who did that.
Is that?
Yeah.
Is that his full name?
That's his full name.
Congratulations for remembering.
Listen
that.
to
That's
Undisputed
incredible.
with Skip and Shannon.
Skip.
Skip says it all the time.
Skip. I love Shannon. He's always doing this.
I know.
He's always like, it's almost like he's like laying down.
And then
pe-
Skip's like, "It's my turn."
Yeah, and then he's like, skip, skip, skip. This reminds me of back in when my grandmother used to make me some collard greens and
Yeah.
cornbread.
Yep.
He's like, I used to eat them all up.
Yeah.
Skip. I used to eat it. I used to get really excited. Skip. He's like, that's the type of energy Shannon brings, and then Skip is just mad negative.
And then can I see that for a second?
Yeah,
And
go.
then Skip
Oh,
would
he's
come in.
always pat. Yep, do it.
He goes,
Do it. Always.
"Okay." So, when my Dallas Cowboys went in and they played the Patriots, Dak, I think, threw for 300 yards.
He's always
And-
circling shit.
Yep. And one pick the last time they played. So he rolls up this time to Foxborough again. Mind, Amari Cooper is not in. He's injured. And he throws for 315, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. And he's always doing something like that, but he always comes up with the...
It's always the baby.
He's always circling
I've
stuff. He's looking at
never-
stuff.
I'm really good at picking up micro mannerisms.
Right?
That's an entire impression, if you ask me, is the micro mannerisms. If you get one thing down, people think you're good at them. But I never noticed the circle. He's always doing this.
He's always circling.
He's bouncing
He
a
points,
lot.
he's
a
going
lot of
like
that.
this,
I've always
yep.
noticed that.
He throws up his hands a lot like this.
He's like, I'm sorry. Like,
I know.
he's a bitch.
And
I'm
then
not a
every
big
time he
skip.
says Tom Brady's name, he goes, "Thomas, Oh shit, what was it? Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Jr.
Yeah, he's always saying it going like this.
Thomas
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. He goes like that. He goes Jr.
He's funny. I'm not a big Drip Bayless guy. I know he's friends with Lil Wayne.
Stephen A. Smith is a funny son of a bitch.
He is really funny.
He is so funny.
These guys are just entertainment. They're really funny. They're really entertaining. You don't have to love all of them. I just wish that, like, sometimes they wouldn't say the stupid stuff. Like, sometimes they're just being told to say things and they have to say them, I swear. Yeah. And it's just stupid. And I'm like, why are you ruining? Because they're already so entertaining. Like, Stephen A. Smith, he could read the phone book, and it would be really funny and entertaining. Because he's just got that voice, and he's just, like, demonstrative. He's very loud.
You just realize that when one of them has a take, it's just so there's a conversation. The other person has to take the other side. And you realize, like, even when you're looking at it, you're like, dude. Like, you're not an actor. We can tell you don't even want to take that side right now.
Like, you're just being that for no reason.
Yeah.
You're an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Alex, how long do you think we've been talking for? If you were to guess.
Hour and 10 minutes?
We're at an hour and 30. We just hit an hour and 30.
Damn.
Long time.
Oh, my God.
So, this is where our production concludes. But I have to ask you, did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
I had a fantastic time. Was this your first podcast experience, Greg?
It was, yeah. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Really easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's just good fun.
Hey, just go with the flow.
Go with the flow and have a good time.
Yeah.
So, should the people like and subscribe?
I think the people should like and subscribe.
Should they follow if it's on Spotify?
They should absolutely follow.
Maybe the Instagram
They should tell
account?
they should tell their friends to follow too and to check it up.
That's
Spread
what
the
they
word.
should do.
Spread the word.
If you've made it this far and you're not all those things, then you're probably my mom. So thank you, Mom. But honestly, if you're this far and you're not all those things, you should do them because that just makes sense.
Yeah.
Hour and 30 minutes, free entertainment.
Absolutely.
You're so welcome, Alex.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
This was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Mine more than anything. Thank you very much, and have a good one.